What positive impacts do you think will come from COVID-19? I have started seeing family more regularly online playing games I had no idea about. Jackbox TV. It's been fun and never would have happened without the pandemic. Plus older family members are bored and want to talk for literally an hour about mundane stuff. I've learned a lot about them that I'd never known my whole life. Plus my dogs get a ton more exercise and I've saved money not going out, plus I am eating healthier with my own cooking. As a legally blind person who's been frustrated for years about job prospects and finding something where I don't have to commute, COVID has been a godsend. Food delivery is great too. The downside is the increased cost of these items factoring in the cost of delivery. I guess if I'm not paying for any car ownership expenses it probably balances out. Edit. Holy crap, my inbox. Since many of you have asked how I am legally blind. Currently my vision is roughly 20/90ths and in Canada they consider 20/80ths legally blind. I don't know why, but that's what my eye doctor has told me. Basically I was born with a condition called hydrocephalus, which is where the fluid doesn't drain out of your head. This caused optic nerve damage, so not even glasses or surgery can fix it. No one seems to know how to heal nerve tissue yet. I can see enough to get around and use computers. Up close things are fine, it's just that people more than 15 feet away start to look like a faceless Slenderman and then fade into nothingness after about 50 feet or so. For work I work in an IT department for a company I live near enough to walk or bike to. I tell people my car payment is an Amazon Prime subscription. Even stuff on Prime takes a long time to get here now though. I think a lot of people are realizing how terrible some of their relationships have been. Whether it be with employers, spouses, family, etc. And I think a lot of people are just taking a lot less shit from people. I also think so many have revisited past hobbies, or taken up new ones, or truly became reacquainted with feeling at home in their homes. I think both these things will result in a lot of people just slowing down, and reassessing what or who is worth keeping around in life. I know that's certainly been the case for me. I also think a large number of people who have experienced working from home will now refuse to make commuting a part of their workday, which will eventually lead to a lot of changes to how we work. This may eventually lead to changes to housing prices in different areas, etc. Edit. Thanks for all these awards everybody, that's really cool. My father has pulmonary fibrosis which is going to kill him in the next year or so. It's a hereditary disease, which has affected 3 generations of our family in a row. You die from increased scarring of the lungs. Through research into COVID there's already a fuck ton more understanding into the reversal of lung scarring and potentially a cure on the horizon. I might not die a slow and painful death from this. After all, yay. The new skills people have been learning. I've never even tried to plant anything. But I learned how to garden this year and now have fresh peppers and tomatoes. Organizations with abysmally slow internet connections that have not been updated in decades will do so in order to support video conferencing. A lot more curbside shopping and food options. Drive-in movies making a comeback. More help for people with disabilities. Online ordering. Grocery delivery. Food delivery. It's been nice. Saves me energy when I can make an order for something and do a contactless pickup and they just put it in my car when I drive up. Not everyone has energy to spare for simple things like groceries or errands. I think people are going to be a lot more conscious of germs and just public surfaces in general. I know for me it's something I think about constantly now. I'm hoping that bathrooms in restaurants will become completely hands-free. I hate that the pull side of the door is on the inside and usually there's no paper towel dispensers anymore to use as a glove to touch the sink door handles. My blind GF and I are already seeing more video appointments. This is something she has wanted since forever since she can't drive. Now, insurance is taking doctor and therapy appointments. There are many pickup options for stores at only little or no extra cost. This is good for someone who can't handle walking in the store. I'm mildly physically handicapped and walking over 10 minutes hurts. So this is fantastic for people who are like me and worse. There are more delivery options for people who don't drive. I can see mask wearing while sick becoming more popular in the States even after this settles down. Which will help healthy people not get sick as much with colds and help protect the vulnerable who might not handle the everyday cold as well. There's more. But that's my 2 cents. Edit. Since everyone wants to know about my GF's site. We always use the term blind because she is. If you want the more technical terms, she is legally blind. Visually impaired, she can see a screen up close with her lenticular glasses. But not the floor. She can code. She can draw. With large screens to aid her, she cannot drive. She can't see my face at a normal talking distance. She has no lenses in her eyes. Surgery is an iffy option since she only has one okay eye. Contrary to what the majority think, it's extremely rare for someone to have 100% no sight even if they are considered blind. Blindness is a spectrum with several different factors. Google might be your friend here. Also, feel free to make jokes about my verbiage. We literally do not care. Semicolon. Lol, we love telling the story of the time she bumped into someone else with a cane and he shouted, "Watch where you're going." It's already mitigated the stigma associated with working at home. People might finally start washing their hands. Honestly, I think, and hope, it's going to lower barriers to work for people with disabilities. Offices and buildings are supposed to be ADA compliant. But that's only a small part of it. Remote work holds promise and opportunity for a vast pool of talent who have been sidelined because they can't get to the interview or don't get the role because they showed up with braces or a wheelchair. It won't reach everyone. But I hope it'll reach many more people whose talent has been disregarded. Companies and schools will not force people to come in when they are sick. Sociologically, I hope we see paid sick days become normal. In the US, scientifically, I hope we can learn from this to develop good vaccines for a bunch of other existing diseases that have eluded us so far. More employers might realize that jobs can be done remotely, allowing more flexibility. More work from home positions might open up. People with the flu cold wearing masks and taking precautions to not infect others. Seriously. Pre-COVID, I can't explain with exasperation the amount of times I've seen people that were clearly sick. Coughing, wheezing, and sneezing, just carrying on about their lives like it doesn't affect those around them. Hygiene. I'm usually sick all the time. But I haven't been sick a day since lockdown. We've been opened back up for months now with social distancing and extra hygiene measures in place everywhere. It's stunning. My kids haven't been sick either. It's like a miracle. Who knew people's gross hands and spittle was impacting my life so much? Some people may not agree, but I'm really hoping all the online ordering and contactless delivery keeps going. People might prefer working from home, which means more jobs and flexibility for businesses. It would be kinda similar to day and night shifts if you know what I mean. Honestly, since COVID, I really likes the rule of extra space when in line. Hate people just breathing on my shoulder while we were in line. Also hated strangers sitting next to me on an empty bus and it stopped. I heard from a friend who left on bad terms 5 years ago. I got the most heartfelt apology and we are planning to hang out soon and catch up. It's the best thing that's happened to me all year. Reduced carbon emissions, I guess. From the lack of cars on the road. More telecommuting. More cashless transactions. More video calls. Less gas usage. A smaller flu season. Many. Actually. 1. People wash their hands. 2. A slowing down of life. People finally rediscovering hobbies and interests. 3. Faster technological transition. 4. A feeling that we aren't shit compared to nature and that we should behave. A lot of barriers put up to protect cashiers may stay up permanently, protecting them and their customers from spreading colds and flu long after COVID is gone. It's a bit of a pipe dream. But I'm hoping there will be a newfound respect for those working in the service industry. Edit. Oh my god, I'm fucking delusional. So many people are going to be seeking mental health support. In my personal experience, I have been suffering with social anxiety and bottling up my feelings. I could never bring it up to my doctor because I was so afraid of crying and making a fool of myself. Now that phone and video doctor sessions are available and encouraged, I was able to talk to someone without fear of crying in public. I am now going to therapy and in the process of being diagnosed with anxiety. I am sure there are many stories like mine out there. Just figured I'd add, if anyone needs to hear it, that you are never alone. It's so hard at first to reach out for help, but it is so worth it. The derailing of facial recognition technology. Even if we're just putting off the inevitable, I'm very okay with delaying it for a few more years. Hopefully sick days for employees will be expanded. 2 sick days per quarter or year or whatever is just bullshit. Even if it has to be a easy to access unemployment or paid family leave program. People washing their hands after peeing. It's not rocket science, dudes. Ordering food and drinks at a pub through your phone. Better hygiene and personal space standards from businesses for their customers. At first, all of the frantic, we do X, Y, and Z to ensure your personal health and safety and maintain the highest messaging was so weird and extreme. But now it just feels nice and standard. Things like 1. Having more room in restaurants, entertainment venues, etc. 2. Very thorough cleaning in general. 3. Salt and pepper shakers, condiments, etc. being left off the tables and brought out individually by request. All nice and clean. 4. Contactless delivery. I've grown very accustomed to these wonderful things and hope they stick around. It's hard to lower a standard once your customers have gotten used to higher ones. Emo.